Sarah Kim, guys, is a Korean influencer, and she's known for her vlog. She vlogs her life. She shows little clips of her life. Sorry, not vlogs. Usually it's her and her mom. She shows her mom cooking Korean foods. We see her dad. Her dad is such a good provider, man. He's so kind, worships his daughter, worships his wife. She has brothers who are also like that. Very much men of the household, take care of their women, provide love, and they cherished her, Sarah, like their baby girl in the family, yet she still went out there and married a piece of crap. So her and her husband have gone on a podcast talking about their life and like their relationship and explaining it to the people, and it's a horror movie. Number one, as we always say, we don't believe in women being providers in the family and providing for their husbands. I will never agree with you. I don't care. It's never. And she is the sole provider.
You're the mother. Like you decided to be the mother of the family. Like you're the parent. You're parenting your husband. You're parenting your kids.
Yeah, guys. So he is a pastor. He's a minister, and he has no job, and he just lives in the house and plays video games. And she's the sole provider. And a lot of things came out in the pod. I wrote down the things that were said that were so insane to me. This is just a couple.
People are terrified after watching what happened to Sarah Kim. She gave everything, working a full-time job, making content to support her family, even while pregnant and struggling to make ends meet. And where was her husband, Andrew Min, sitting at home, playing video games, unemployed, and living off Sarah's hard work? It gets worse. Andrew used Sarah's money to fund his grad school and buy himself expensive designer gifts. Then he turned around and publicly humiliated her, calling her cruel and terrible in front of thousands of people online.
So some of you have had the honor of seeing me humiliate myself on the internet, right? If you've seen any of my wife's videos, and she enjoys this process of pointing it out, and it can be difficult. It's cruel, right? What kind of cruel person does this? And
as if she's the villain for simply sharing her truth. He mocked her struggles, acting like he was the victim. And instead of being held accountable, Andrew is being praised by some men online. They applaud him for trapping Sarah in a marriage, for making her carry the entire burden while he did nothing. They call it traditional gender roles. But let's be honest, this isn't about tradition. This is exploitation. Sarah deserved better. No woman should be used, disrespected, and discarded like this. And now, people are asking, is this the new normal? Are women supposed to just accept this? This shouldn't be acceptable in any relationship, ever.
That should tell you enough. So she's the sole provider. She works a 9 to 5. And travels 2 hours daily to get to her job. Mind you, he doesn't drive her ever. She makes sure to let us know that.
What?
Yeah. And on top of her job, she's an influencer.
He makes
and makes money off that. Yeah, he don't drive her. He could give a damn.
She's an influencer.
Yeah, like, so she makes money from, she has 2 million on TikTok. She's out here. And then she does her 9 to 5 where she travels 2 hours to that her man doesn't drive her to because he hates her. And he used part of her salary to even pay off his college expenses. He's used her salary to pay off college expenses. He bought a computer instead of buying her a ring. He gave her an old family ring, and it didn't even properly fit her. She redid it herself, like got her own band.
Wasn't it a ring also based off of a divorce or something?
Like his grandma's like old ring. I don't get it.
I have no words. I'm actually have no words.
Oh, I was like, what do you think about this?
I'm in complete shock.
Apparently, she announced her pregnancy and her father looked mortified, and even herself, she looked sad. And now we all know why, because she already has all this stuff on her plate, and now she's going to have a baby. And she's pregnant, by the way, during all this shit, and he still don't drive her. She's telling stories like, yeah,
he still don't drive her?
Telling stories about how, yeah, like when he first got his video games, I thought he was only gonna play for 3 hours, but he played for 7 hours. I woke up and no, she said I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up, it was daytime, and he was like, oh, what are you doing out here? And I was like, my love, were you playing video games still? This is what she said.
My love?
My love, were you still playing?
Ain't no my love, bitch. If you're on the video game for like 7 hours, get off.
I was like, you know what? I'm a chill wife. I'm gonna let my man play. He just got back in our first week. I'm gonna let my man play. I'm trying to sleep. Screen's obviously like bright and blinking. Bad idea to put the computer inside our bedroom.
Yeah. Keyboard clacking.
Not keyboard, mouse clicking.
Mouse clicking.
And so I'm doing my best to sleep. And it's not just the noise and the light. It's kind of like my rage. I didn't know that was growing inside of me. I was like, wait, like, he's a grown man. He would know when's a reasonable time to stop playing. Maybe 3 hours is normal, but he just got the computer. He could play for another hour or two. 5 hours, yeah, that's a good binge. And so I figured around like 3 a.m. he might come to bed. But the rage grew as he just wouldn't stop. And and I was like, now I'm like upset about not being able to sleep. I'm upset about my reality being shaken at the fact that I've married a gamer dude. I was like, oh, there's no reverse. I just married the guy. And so I go to the living room and I'm like trying to look for a place to sleep so that I can at least sleep. And I find our love seat, which is a little 2-person couch that we use in our dining table. So I literally just laid on our love seat. Thank God I'm small enough to fit and use it as a bed. And I must have actually fallen asleep because it's so late. I get woken up by Andrew and I don't know what time it is. I'm disoriented. He goes, my love, how long were you out here for? And I open my eyes and the sun is out. This man is 1, awake. 2, didn't know I was out here till the sun came out. Must have been 7 a.m.
It's probably like, 6 or 7.
Yeah, 6
It was
isn't really
winter time
helping your
too.
case.
Yeah, it was winter time, so the sun comes up later.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my God, this is so upsetting. Is this my life from now on? And I'm like, my love, have you been playing until now? And you're just like, yes.
I'm so confused. This is something that stood out to me. She said, you know me, whenever I try to be like the cool wife. I try to be the cool wife. So it's like, I don't want to tell him like he can't play on his game and he can't do anything. So I was just like, my love, are you still
Mind
playing?
you, this is really like her voice, like the entire time.
I was like, my love, are you good? And this is where I say you lack dark femininity. And before you guys always get upset, what does that mean? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a social construct. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
You're a social construct. Your existence is a social construct.
Literally, she lacks dark femininity because that is the ability to be bold, set your boundaries, and to be assertive. Do you hear someone that is bold, setting boundaries and assertive, or do you hear someone who is trying to be nice
And a doormat.
and keep the peace?
She's a doormat.
Yeah.
A doormat.
So-
He walks all over her. He 2-steps on her head and she lies there happily. So he says, he refers to her in this sermon, which is
This is a sermon, guys.
It sounded like a whole stand-up, guys. He's like, yeah, like there's this person in my house who's always making fun of me when I try to speak Korean.
And she pulls out her phone and records me. And she laughs at me when I get things wrong.
And she'd be like, oh my God, what'd you say? What'd you say?
Person who lives in my house, and she cackles every time I'm speaking in Korean. I'm trying my best, but she loves to laugh at me, and not just laugh at me, but point it out and be like, what did you just say? Can you say that again? Oh my gosh, you sound so stupid. Hold on. And she'll pull out her phone and she'll record it, right? So some of you have had the honor of seeing me humiliate myself on the internet, right? If you've seen any of my wife's videos, and she enjoys this process of pointing it out, and it can be difficult. It's cruel, right? What kind of cruel person does this? And
can you guys believe that? Can you believe there's a person that does that? It's cruel that she does that. And I'm like, this is church?
Is this a comedy bit, or how does one have a father who is a provider, it's brothers who are providers, and is able to do that, like to let a man do this to her? And I actually thought to myself, oh my God, yes, it could be self-concept, because we were having this conversation a little bit. And I was like, oh my God, could it not be self-concept? But what if it's actually just low intelligence?
That too.
She's actually just dumb. Smart women don't put themselves in situations.
That is so
because when you're
true.
smart, you know how to get out of it. You already think to yourself, logically, how does this add up? And it does it. Her story, it didn't add up at all.
And she doesn't even care. Like, you're sitting on a podcast and you're recanting everything like
To
it's
me,
funny.
But I still have to come face to face with, I still need a provider. No matter how many times I can double, triple, quadruple your income, I still need a financial provider or contributor. And it's like, how do I express that need to you without bringing guilt or shame along with it?
Yeah.
So then that was really hard for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did I think about what if I married rich
Yeah.
during those hard times? Probably. Yeah. Like, wow, if I just married a really rich dude, this wouldn't be happening. But I'm like, damn, I am the really rich dude.
She wasn't at the time, by the way.
No, not when you
Not when we got married.
No,
and
I was
stuff.
getting paid pennies at PwC.
Yeah.
Hourly. But I would say because I was an accounting major, because money makes a lot of sense to me, and I believe that financial literacy is really important. I'm really passionate about it. Naturally, I started managing our money. And also like if I'm the one bringing in money and also paying bills, like naturally I see the way it flows. I want to make sure we have enough in our retirement. I want to make sure we have constant investments and savings. What are our financial goals and etc. And now we have a baby coming too, and so even more planning. But I think it's very important, and it was made even more clear when we finally got a financial advisor like about a year ago, and I believe we were going to set up our like follow-up meeting with her. She's amazing. And she was like, hey, are you guys free next Wednesday? And Andrew was like, I'm not free, but that's okay. You guys go ahead and meet without me. Because for him, it was like Sarah will know everything anyway.
Yeah, and I was kind of like, I'm not making any money, so what?
Maybe I'm not really part of this conversation.
Yeah, well, I don't really have a place to say anything.
Yeah, but she was really firm. She goes, no, you guys are married. This is your finances, and you both need to be aware of what's going on and make decisions together. So let's find a time where you're both available. And I think that actually, like, I really appreciated her saying that.
Yeah.
Because I had no problem with taking that meeting alone.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, don't worry, I'll take care of it, And I do feel like ever since she said that, our dynamic in finance has changed too. We're like, oh, this is our money and we're going to manage it together.
Yeah.
And so that looked like a lot of transparency in like my concerns, my worries of finances, or like, hey, this much came in this month. Let's move over this much funds into this account. Or hey, like which charities do we want to give to?
Yeah.
How much to each? And all those conversations we have now upfront, transparently together. And so I think that's kind of how it's working in our marriage.
Yeah, yeah. Kind of coming back to what Sarah said about in a marriage, if you're doing it hopefully in the right way, you begin to grow to value what your partner grows, right? You become shaped and formed by the person you're doing life with. And some of the financial stress that we had, it came from just a different background and like what's important. So just to give paint a picture, I kind of always financially struggled since I was little. Like my family was not well off. We didn't have a lot of money. And then I picked a career where like kind of in that nonprofit Christian world, you don't make a lot of money, but you're not in it for the money. And so I was used to just being poor, just barely making it, just getting by. And so my bar for what feels financially secure is extremely low. Like, hey, I can pay rent next month. We good, right?
I'm stressed out from hearing that.
Yeah, for Sarah, that's not. She's thinking about retirement, right? Like she's
I was
early
thinking
20s.
about our non-existent baby's college tuition, actually.
Yeah, she's thinking about, are we going to be able to like leave enough for our children to be able to live well?
I was not pregnant.
I'm like, what are you talking about? They're going to work too,
Yeah, and my background, I don't come from a well-off, wealthy family, but as long as I can remember, we were provided for. Like I never had to worry about money. Obviously, I always knew my parents wanted to do the most to save the most, but that's like also just like Asian culture. But yeah, my dad very much financially provided for our family, sent both my brother and I to a private university. We don't know where he got his funds from. We really don't. But clearly saved plenty enough for us to go to college. And then ever since high school, I've always worked a part-time job. And so anything I wanted to do, I was able to fund with the money that I made. And so even throughout college, I've always worked. After college, I've worked. And so I needed a much higher level of financial security for me to feel like we're doing okay. So say my bar is up here, Andrew's bar is down here, and that gap of feeling secure financially was what caused a lot of tension.
Yeah.
And it's a sign of low intelligence, 100%.
And that's why we tell you guys, listen to me here. Don't be dumb. We don't play that dumb shit. You can't be a Remy Rebel and be dumb. Or you need to start learning.
Or be a Remy Rebel and learn and take like some things, start researching. And never take things for what they are. Even what we're saying, like learn. If you hear a word you don't know, look it up. Do research and make a informed opinion about it. That's how you become smart and better.
All we gotta say is, ladies, what we want you to take away from today's pod, don't be these women. Don't put yourself in these dangerous positions. The reasons why we make the content we do and we talk about the certain topics that we do is to give you guys the tools to go out and have successful friendships and relationships.
We want success for y'all. As you can see, we have so much corruption in the world. That's why we use that as content. There's too much corruption content that we can use, and that's what makes me sick. Like there's more like crazy distortion than people with happy lives, and it's crazy.
So we need to stop this. Stop centering men. That's a big part of it. You guys are all centering men. She's centering her husband who does all. You're centering him. He doesn't clean, guys. He doesn't cook. He doesn't do anything. He's not even like one of those homemaker husbands. He just does nothing and plays video games and then goes and be a pastor and then talk shit about you in the sermon. Please, bye.
And yeah, and also you people who are brainwashed to believe, yes, you the halo effect of a pastor is too much for me. Because of the title, you immediately can't fathom he's a bad person.
Right.
And that to me is one of my gripes when it comes to religion.
Weaponized religion. Don't let it get to you. And it happens all the time.
A lot of these pastors be the most disgusting people, the most perverted people, the most evil people. What man of God would be okay in not pouring into his wife? The Bible does not teach you to do this to your wife. It actually tells you to take care of your wife because you'll be blessed in all days of your life.
And that's why her father took over a month to say yes to them getting married, and he probably just did it to help her be happy, which I personally would have never said yes ever. I would have never said yes.
We literally were talking about like, I feel like I might hire like someone to like get rid of him. Like if I was like his
not
mom,
kill, but
not
like we're
kill
gonna
him,
set up a sabotage.
but
so
I will
big.
sabotage this because you think I'm gonna sit here and watch this.
I can't let
happen
my
to
daughter do that. If she's in her dumb era, I don't know what's going on, then she won't be smart enough to figure out that I intervened either.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Anyways, that's all for today's unfiltered chat. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you guys have ever been one of these girls and you found your way out on the other end and you're like, oh my God, like if I didn't learn, chat, it could have gotten real bad, real bad, real bad.
yeah.